Beyond the success of Tanzania, Uganda, and Kenya hosting the CHAN 2024 tournament, Morocco has shown us yet again that they are ready for continental glory. They are ready for all the silverware that the continent has to offer. And here to talk about their latest achievements and much more with me is a familiar face, Essie Khadebe. Essie, welcome to the show.
Great to be here as always. Your conversation with Jess was quite interesting. Sundowns is going through the most currently, both teams. But nonetheless, the conversation is not on that.
You enjoyed that. I also did. Now, speaking of what we enjoyed to watch over the last 7 days in African football was that amazing grand finale of CHAN 2024 in Nairobi. Did you expect all that?
To be honest with you, winners, yes, I did expect that as much as the past week when we spoke about Madagascar.
Wait. Last week, you wanted the underdogs to win this final.
Yes, that's what I said.
And you predicted Madagascar
to win 2-1. Unfortunately, as I did say, prior to that Morocco has the pedigree to beat Madagascar, and they automatically did that. But talking about what happened in the final, what a beautiful game that we saw between these two nations. Yeah. Morocco continuing to just climb up the ladder, Madagascar an ever-coming true dream, to see them doing what they're doing in terms of their football. It's been amazing to see what Madagascar is doing in their football, and kudos to them and Morocco as well. So getting into the conversation is going to be interesting to look at what happened in this game, For me, I look at what Tariq Sektoui brought into this Moroccan team, He brought stability. He brought structure. He brought, of course, they've got technical abilities. If you look at the Moroccan League by itself, the players, you're looking at players that are coming from MC Algiers, you're looking at players that are coming from RS Berkane. Those are top teams in the CAF interclub situation. So for me, I look at that and
I will take it that was one of the winning formulas because they had teams from RS Berkane playing together up front in the Moroccan setup, and they also had AS FAR players in the middle of the park. Now tell me, is this an indication that the Moroccan league is perhaps the strongest on the continent?
Look, the question is quite broad because now you have to bring in other nations into the conversations. You have to bring in South Africa into the conversation when you say it's strong. And question is,
Egypt.
Are we talking Egypt as well? You're correct. Tunisia as well, Algeria as well. So you look at that alone. Are we talking technical abilities? Are we talking administratively? But in my understanding, the question should be on the football space. Okay. And when you look at the football they've proven in this CHAN tournament, and not only in CHAN, remember that Morocco reached a beautiful stage in the World Cup. When you look at that alone, it sent out a very strong message across Africa to say, Africans can do it, So for me, I look at Morocco and I say, what a beautiful team they have in there. You have to look at things such as, for me, there's key things that I wanted to look at. I look at three things in their footballing game that also the TSG covered, the technical team in the CAF conversation. They cover things such as Morocco has what we call control. They've got what we call regain and control. Regain and control is when you're losing the game. You have to point reference a game such as the Kenyan game they played, which they lost in the group stages. When you look at that game, they literally were losing the game and they lost the game. But overall, holistically, they controlled the game. You look at the game such as the one they played, the final game.
Yes.
Managing transition. Madagascar brought a beautiful transition in terms of play. You look at creating chances. They did that in this game. They did that against Senegal as well. So it shows you that this Moroccan team has great elements in terms of being a top nation in terms of football.
Essie, I'm going to give you some of the players that impressed me in the CHAN 2024 tournament. These are the players I will remember from CHAN 2024. Coming in at number 3 this week is Thabiso Kutumela. He was one of the shining lights of the CHAN tournament, netting 3 goals with Bafana, showing a keen attitude and real hunger to push his country further in the competition. His electric performance has now earned the former Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates forward a move to Amazulu. Kutumela was a free agent after parting ways with Richard Spey at the end of last season, but these days he no longer falls into the unattached bracket. At number 2 this week is Dauda Ba of Senegal. Ba demonstrated why he deserved the Man of the Match award in the third-place playoff against Sudan. His game reading was impeccable, intercepting opponents' attacks, distributing passes clearly, and keeping the team organized. Senegal needed someone to restore confidence after the semi-final elimination against Morocco, and Ba assumed the role with calm and maturity. With his leadership and tactical intelligence, Ba established himself as a senior reference in a young team. At number 1 this week is Golden Boot winner Oussama Lamloui. Lamloui's goal-scoring form proved the difference throughout the tournament. From his brace against DR Congo in the group stage to his beautiful brace in the final, the 29-year-old consistently delivered in key moments. His total of 6 goals placed him ahead of South Africa's Kutumela and also Alan Okello, all of whom finished on 3. The RS Berkane striker is in red-hot form. An opportunity to represent a top team in Europe might come knocking soon. So those are my diamonds. Do you disagree with anything in this illustrious list of mine?
Look, I'm not going to disagree with you, but I'll bring on what I think is solid and what I think it should be in your list. I mean,
Which is what is that?
You forgot to mention players such as Toki, plays for Madagascar, scores from 2 goals from the bench, saves Madagascar in these games, you know. And you don't put a player like that for me. It sends out a message for me to understand when I look at the whole conversation around diamonds to say, what are we looking at? Are we looking at people that are scoring goals? Are we looking at players that are saving the team, are saving the tournament, you know, for the teams? You're looking at a player such as Nomena Laliana for Madagascar as well, 2 goals and 3 assists. You know, when you look at that, it's, for me, those are players that also should be in the conversation. You look at a player that we used to rave about on the show when the show started. For Uganda, Ellen Okello, you know, I mean, he's been influential for the team in the Ugandan team.
Yes.
Those are the kind of players that we need to talk about. You look at a player such as Faisal Toto in the Tanzanian team, also a player that is very important in the midfield of the park. But here's the biggest player that you left out in this conversation for me, the captain of Morocco, Mohamed Rabi. You look at what he does. He breaks play. He starts play for Morocco. He dictates. He communicates with his players to say, you know what, let's push the team. And hence, he finds himself winning the gold medal. So for you not to have these players on that list, well, it begs a question for me.
I mean, I could justify it really. It's not the African diamond with 10 players. If I could speak about 10 players, all these players will be in there. But unfortunately, those are the 3 that I remember just off the bat that really stuck out to me. But definitely I do agree with what you said in terms of Madagascar. They're making progress, and shout out to Madagascar for that historic performance. After the break, we'll get on the road to the FIFA World Cup 2026. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned.